All right. I told you we're coming to a time where circumstances dictate that we think out of the box, and that's kind of what tomorrow's show is about. But we're not the only ones that know this. My happy solution I was going to talk to David about, and I will in the coming days, I favor cutting taxes, and I mean dramatic, not like Bush stuff. I mean dramatic, and dramatic spending cuts like, I don't know, Calvin Coolidge. But the other side's ideas are not really about even spending less. They are a massive expansion of government and the redistribution of wealth. Americans are not prepared to accept, I don't think, really either of these ideas, but less prepared to accept a Marxist kind of country. We've sort of been conditioned over the past couple of 100 years to be a tad skeptical of government power. So to implement these radical ideas, you have to do one of two things. One, you can wait for a crisis and then force it down everybody's throats in a panic or some sort of nuclear option. For that, you need to have radical thinkers very close to you that already have developed these plans and can jump in at a moment's notice. When there's an emergency, you jump in. The second way is to do it bit by bit, to constantly mainstream these radical ideas over a long period of time until they don't really sound so crazy anymore. This is the foundation of the glorious return today of Van Jones. Do you remember him? Everybody's favorite self-described communist revolutionary is now on his comeback tour. We know his views are radical. We've covered them here endlessly. The Van Jones social calendar, however, has been packed lately. He's just made a speech at Columbia, which is really no big deal. They'll let any dirtbag speak there. After all, wasn't the president who ran there? Yeah. But then Jones made a speech at Phillips Exeter Academy in New Hampshire. What could possibly make a parent happier than their high school-aged child hearing an address from a disgraced revolutionary? Is that part of the No Truther Left Behind program? I don't know. Next up, Jones gets the NAACP Image Award, one of their highest honors. Now, usually this thing goes to people who have accomplished something, champions like Serena and Venus Williams, people who have broken barriers like Condi Rice, or somebody really, really big like the first black president. I wasn't aware that a few months of advocating for invisible green jobs before you exit your post in public disgrace qualified you for one of these awards, but what do I know? They didn't ask me to vote. Jones will also be at, and I kid you not, Princeton's Woodrow Wilson School of Public and International Affairs. Oh, it's kind of a Glenn Beck program 5 o'clock smart joke. Woodrow Wilson and Van Jones, who would have seen that one coming? He's going to be hanging out with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand from New York. Whoa, we should ask her, as a New York senator, how she feels about the government blowing up the World Trade Center. They're going to be at a Green Jobs Forum. Plus, he even has a brand new job at the exact place we told you he would end up at, the hard-left, Soros-funded progressive think tank / arm of the White House, the Center for American Progress. How close are they to the design of White House policy? Well, it's headed up by John Podesta. Love this cat. He's great. John even announced the hiring of Van Jones. This is how they describe what he's been up to lately on their own website. Podesta served as a co-chair of President Obama's transition, where he coordinated the priorities of the incoming administration's agenda. A special interest group coordinating the agenda, oversaw the development of its policies, and spearheaded its appointments of major cabinet secretaries and political appointees. Oh, is that all you guys have been doing there? The ultra-left think tank with Soros? For any of you who thought that our president got rid of Jones because he didn't want a self-avowed communist revolutionary 9/11 truther working on his policies, apparently you were mistaken. It's basically if Tiger Woods got caught in bed with an exotic dancer and in response installed a stripper pole right there in his guest house while leaving the key at Scores. So we know that Jones now is close to the action. Now, remember how he reacts to a crisis in capitalism.
How's that capitalism working for you? How's that capitalism working for you this year? How is that capitalism working for you this year?
Okay, he doesn't like it, and that's the attitude. We have to look at other things because that evil capitalism isn't working out for us. Please, if you DVR'd this show, go back to the beginning 20 minutes of this show where I talk about what's coming. A lot of people probably think I'm upset about all of this, but I'm not. I didn't want people to fire Van Jones. I don't ask Van Jones to shut up. I want him to be heard loud and clear. I want places like the Center for American Progress to help fully unveil what progressivism really is. And there is no better way to do that than hire a revolutionary communist to excuse his blaming our government for the 9/11 attacks, to embrace the defense of cop killer Mumia Abu-Jamal, to snuggle up to a man who admits the Green Movement is just a step to destroy, quote, the exploitation and oppression of capitalism, I think is a fantastic thing. I don't know how much money he's making. But the fact that we can continue to be reminded of what he believes and those in the administration believe, how he's intertwined those beliefs with progressivism and this president, to me, oh, that's worth every dime he's being paid.